It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out of my mind. It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. I'm putting you out, trash day. I'm putting you out of my mind. Now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up the house. I'm taking all your garbage, taking all your garbage, taking all your garbage.
Can crushers, turn on the podcast. Can crushers, we are the garbage man. Can crushers, it's Can Crusher Day.
Folks, this opening has been in the works for a week and a half.
I've been singing this song, has been stuck in my head forever.
And it's changed from changes to chitty chitty bang bang
then
to
back to changes, and it's just the random songs that pop into my brain.
So that's what you're going to get for a little bit, because since Rusev Day is taking a break himself and we don't have any good shtick with that, you're still going to get, though, two everyday garbage men drink a beer
and talking wrestling.
So welcome to the show, Mark Martinez alongside Paul Bullers. Really no mega.
Wait a second. We got American Beauty from Dogfish Head today. Let's get into the beer. We don't want to talk about wrestling real quick. We got to talk about the beer first, Mark.
And we are going to thank Michael Hanley for donating the beer as the beer sponsor of the week. Michael Hanley.
Michael Hanley is actually a brewmaster. He's had a couple of taps on in Dr. Doolittle's, what do they call that, keg car or something?
Yeah, the one. They're both in DuBois, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He makes good shit, folks. He really does.
Oh, we're just throwing out
Well, if we're
profanity.
talking good beer.
We're throwing out profanities already. We're not even 10 minutes in.
We're not even 2 minutes in.
Well, there we go.
Once the edit hits.
See that?
But, yeah, if you ever hear of Mike Hanley around your area selling some beers, take a nip. It's really good. We've had the American Beauty before, but this tastes even better. One, because it's cold. Two, because it's donated from Mike Hanley. Mike Hanley beer. I don't know what his beer is called. We should have.
Holy cow! You're just really plugging Mike Hanley today.
Well, Mike Hanley gave us this beer. So.
Did he give you a handy in the parking lot or something?
No.
Because you were excited about Mike Hanley.
I'm actually upset that I can't play poker this Thursday with him because we'll get right into it before we get into anything.
Yeah, we're taking a hiatus off of Blog Talk Radio for a little while because it's summertime and we're busy.
Yeah, a lot going on. The kids, just stuff.
Football, everything.
Yeah, so Blog Talk's going to be put on the shelf a little bit. Talk to Blog Talk personnel that I talk to. We're welcome back anytime. We just have to set a schedule up. But Thursdays are just... It's just getting rough.
It's so damn busy.
Yeah, between you and the English professor, he's coaching two teams.
Hey, listen, you can always email us at gmail or cancrusher69@gmail.com, and maybe we'll get your number if you want to talk. We'll talk to you. We'll see what goes on. But
yeah, this always can happen. Skype's got this new thing for $2.99 on Skype. I can call anybody.
This is my least favorite beer that we've drank.
No, it's not. No, there was...
The Blithering Idiot was actually the least favorite beer.
I was going to say, there was some that have been horrid. I really like this.
But we were, like, the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks, we've been pretty mellow and just drinking Miller Lite because we suck.
Well, because nobody wants to go to the beer store, is what it is.
Lazy.
You still owe Colin Maines a six-pack.
I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't seen him either.
When I see him, it'll probably be at a wrestling show, and I'm going to feed him a six-pack before we go, and then you have to deal with him.
Great.
It's my game plan.
Great, that's awesome.
So who's the real loser in this battle?
Always me. Always me.
Nothing real big to talk about in wrestling world, right, Mark?
No major headlines, really.
Did you see Sasha Banks?
Who?
Sasha Banks.
Banks.
Challenged Tessa Blanchard for a match?
Yeah, on the old Twitter and everything. I put it up as a story. And
how is she doing that?
It's just setting something up, I think, for down the line.
I
really, truthfully, think Sasha's done. You are not going to see Sasha come back.
Nope,
she's
going to do she's going to lawyer
Punk
up and get out of her contract, and she'll be just done.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think it hurts If anybody, I personally think it hurts WWE because she's one of the better.
Oh, she's
workers.
one of the she's one of your fan favorites too. I think it was 2 years ago I went to a Raw, and as soon as Banks' music hits, there was a group of little girls that were going absolutely bonkers.
Right.
Like 3 seats down. And the whole place was going bonkers, but those girls, that's part of why we go to wrestling events, and because the kids are excited,
Fun.
and
I love
us
it,
big
yeah.
kids are excited, so...
Yeah, she can show up on Impact. She can show up at AEW. She's got, like, Impact, she's, boom, there you go. You got Tessa to fight with.
Yeah.
AEW, you have Britt, you have Allie, you have Brandy that can work. She's got built-in people. Granted, she's not going to be Sasha Banks.
Well, you never know what she could be. Who knows?
Sasha's definitely...
She could change her name.
She just come out as Mercedes. She could be her real name, for the love of God.
There's a lot of Mercedes in wrestling, though. She needs something to stand out. Like Johnny Moxley.
Yeah, he got it right.
Yeah.
He's also been studying that for a week. She could just be the boss because,
The boss.
D-A boss. B-O-Z-Z. Kind of like Brian Baugh's work.
If you were the boss, it'd be D-U-H boss.
Duh.
The boss.
So, we started the second round of the Can Crushers Legit Badass Tournament of Badassery.
Wow, that was a good one. You
Yeah.
did well there.
And today it is tag team partners fighting against each other. Mandy Fernandez against Rick Rude and Mandy.
Mandy?
Mandy.
Mandy, you're a fine girl.
That's Brandy, actually.
Oh.
But nonetheless, the other one would be Amanda. There's a song about. Nonetheless, it's Mandy Fernandez against Rick Rude. It's on the old Facebooks right now. Manny has a healthy lead.
I've got a challenge for podcast listeners. If you're drinking beer while
Every
you're
time Mark
while you're listening to this podcast, if you hear Mark say this, that, or the other, more of that to come. Nonetheless, take a drink of beer. I guarantee you polish off a 6-pack in a half hour.
And somebody, please do that.
This, that, or the other.
That would be something for.
Yeah, take a video of it and send it to us.
We'll put you up. We would love to put you up. I'm going to actually accept that challenge for all of you, and I'm going to pass it along to Pat Lupino. That clearly sounds like something Pat would do. And I will make a point to say, nonetheless, this, that, or the other on this episode.
We didn't have. This is the first match of the second round, right?
Yeah, it just started.
No news, really.
No, it's just, we can run through the winners real quick, and you can do that if you want.
No,
otherwise, we can just hop, skip, and a jump over to OVW report. Guys, great. I've already have it recorded. Great Can Crusher Spotlight this week with Big Zoe of OVW, and wow.
Wow, we're not even keeping it secret anymore. We're just putting it out on the podcast now.
Well, I always kept...
Normally you're just like, I got a big guest. Big guest this week. Yes, big guest. Wait till you hear on Friday who the big guest is.
Well, nonetheless, it was always because I was making sure that I've had them recorded.
Oh,
if I have them recorded in the hopper,
Now he's got a few in the spank bank, so guess what? Now we're just going to blurt them out.
No, none of...
Blurting out. No more surprises.
That's the show.
OVW report. Here we go.
And it's now time for OVW 1029 in my OVW report. Guys, again, I always start with this. OVW Network, $4.99 a month. Why aren't you getting it? Why aren't you watching it? What the heck? You get all their shows. You get their past pay-per-views, Clash in the Bluegrass, the Christmas Chaos, and you'll continue to get the ones in the future. It's $4.99 a month, guys. OVW Network. Look for it. Get it. We've posted it on Facebook so many times. It's on you if you really don't watch it. It really is on you. So this show starts out hot right off the bat. As Dustin Jackson's in the ring looking for a fight. He just says, I want to fight. I want to fight. Dean Hill comes out, who is the commish, if you guys are just catching up with this. And he tells him we want Colton Cage. Hill says, hey, listen, this will be the last time you guys ever have a match. If one or the other start a fight, you guys are gone. See ya. Your OVW career out the window. And you will get a match, and you'll get it right now, and it's Last Man Standing. Holy crap. Who starts a show with Last Man Standing? Compared to the stuff that we're going to talk about in the next segment, it's 20,000 million times better. It's unbelievable. Cage and Jackson just go at it. Tables, ladders, chairs, oh my, anything. No ladders, but mace. There was mace in this match. Just brutal. Just a brutal match. So the gist of it is, Colton Cage tries to mace Dustin Jackson, who's already got his Dennis Rodman mask on, and Jackson blocks it. Turns around, squirts the mace in Cage's face, puts him on the table. Dustin Jackson climbs to the top rope and lands on Cage, and the table doesn't break. You see the leg go first. Folks, we've seen it millions of times. It's so rough. So, Cage is in pain. Jackson pushes him away, sets the table up again. Boom with the power bomb, and again, the table doesn't break. The legs go out. Cage is done. 10 count. See you later. This feud is in the books. Wiping your hand of it. Lily and Dustin Jackson walk out winners. I want to see if Cage does try to do something down the line. Does he put his OVW career on the line and try to get back at Dustin Jackson? I don't know. Next up is a former member of the Can Crushers. Not a member, former guests. Yeah, come on, Mark, get your words right. Cash Flow. Cash Flow comes out, and he is going to take on Brandon Espinoza. Yeah, we saw Brandon and Cash Flow team up 2 weeks ago, and Brandon asked for the match. He's sick of being the scapegoat. Yeah, sick of being the scapegoat for losing that match. Well, boom, bang, boom. Brandon looks great, but Flo does get advantage. And then all of a sudden, Sam Thompson delivering popcorn to our friends in the front row. So he actually has some popcorn. Flo gets a little bit distracted. Brandon climbs the top rope and hits a sweet flying crossbody for the 1, 2, 3. Next up, the Entourage makes their way to the ring, and it's Shiloh, and he's going to be taking on Nigel Winners in a maybe a non-title, maybe not a non-title. They said it was non-title, but an Anarchy match that DL3 is broadcasting the whole time. Big D just gets involved, and it just turns out to be too much for Nigel. Nigel does get some good spots in after Shiloh gets done rapping. And by the way, Shiloh's got some, he's like a golden pipes. You really need to listen to him. But the whole time he's calling out his opponent for next week, Sin Bodhi. He just keeps pushing Sin Bodhi. And that's where Nigel, gets a shot in here or there. But all in all, again, the Entourage way too much. And Jones gets the win. And they kind of attack him at the end of the match. And this week's guest on Can Crusher Spotlight, Big Zoe, comes out to make the save. So we talked to him a little bit about that. Nonetheless, you'll have to wait until we get to the interview for you to hear what he's got to say about the Entourage and everybody. So Dean Hill makes his way back into the ring, and he's talking about the next Saturday Night Special, which is May 11th. Guys, that's this weekend. It will be Saturday Night Special number 100, and they're going to have a super gauntlet match for the heavyweight championship. And the special rules kind of entries to this is you have to be a former heavyweight champion to be in this super gauntlet match. Dimes loves it. Dimes comes out, he's like, well, he doesn't really love it, but Dimes comes out and says, whoa. I have to keep winning titles through gauntlet matches. He's like, all I want is a one-on-one with Smooth. He just lost the title. He's entitled to it. Nonetheless, Dean Hill says, hey, listen, this is what I can do for you. I can make you the last person out in the gauntlet match. He's like, all right, cool. Enough said. Out comes Justin Smooth, and he just is pushing the buttons of one Dean Hill and of Dimes. He gets Dimes to swing at him, and Smooth ducks, and he hits Frosty the cameraman. Frosty's down, and then Smooth just instantly turns his dastardly maliciousness, and he's like, you need to suspend him. There's a rule in the books in OVW, you cannot touch employees. You cannot. So now Dimes has now been suspended for 2 weeks. Even though Dean Hill didn't want to, he has now been suspended for 2 weeks. Thus, he is not in the Super Gauntlet match. And Smooth is just being, I don't know. All in all, it ends up as normal. The TV Gauntlet match is up next. And Drew Hernandez, guys, won the TV title from Mr. Spectacular, Jesse Goddard, at the Run for the Ropes show. You could have seen it on Facebook. They posted it. I watched it. So nonetheless, you saw that Drew Hernandez won the TV title from him. So we have a couple new people coming to OVW, and one is Kyle Roberts. He's a high flyer, and he's trained by Harley Race. You don't really put those two together, but if you're trained by Harley Race, enough said. Roberts is going to take on Lutz, and Cove is with him. So Cove is just outside, and he helps Lutz get the win. Dirty, holding his feet on the ropes. Next up is Tony Bizo. Bizo is a new strongman, and he just beats the hell out of Lutz. Let me just tell you that. A one-handed suplex holding him up, and it's kind of like Davey Boy Smith. You know, the British Bulldog, he just has it up there, and you're like, wow, he just holds him for so long, comes crashing to the mat, 1, 2, 3. Tony now takes on Amon, and Amon is just working him over, but just the strength. As Amon's getting set for the straight to hell, Tony reverses it and gets a roll-up victory. By the way, OVW, Amon really needs a title shot. I agree. I love the gauntlets, but he needs a one-on-one as well. Amon, as much as, you know, he's dastardly and he's bad and people just don't like him, there's something about Amon that I like. He is, you know, the redheaded stepchild of the devil or whatever you want to call him. He's just a bad guy. He's a sinner. He's you know, all of that. But there is some good in him somewhere. I think OVW just needs to give him a chance, and maybe, just maybe, in 10 minutes to a half an hour, he could save people. Just saying. I think Amon really needs a little bit of a push. Maybe some counseling. Maybe Zoe can counsel him and get him back. Nonetheless, I'm going off on a tangent. After Tony beats Amon, next up is the Revolver. Shannon the Dude comes out and kind of just gets involved, but it doesn't matter. After 4 attempted sleepers, Tony hits that one-handed suplex again and gets the win. Now the champ comes out. Luck of the draw, Drew Hernandez gets the final spot. And Drew is taking a beating and just cannot get Tony to go down. Gets the ref in the corner, does like a reverse kick to the junk to the groin. So Tony's down, hits him with the powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. You're going to see Tony and Drew once again, guys. OVW is great. Why the hell aren't you watching it? Maybe it's just because you love listening to my Golden Pipes talk about it. But, guys, there's so much. In the near future, you're going to be seeing a lot of OVW as we will be live streaming from OVW when we hit vacation. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to head to our favorite sponsor, and our favorite sponsor is Collar and Elbow. Al Snow, take it away.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand.
A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Paul, you got no chance in hell that Raw is going to be any good.
Welcome to Monday Night Yard.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The announcing is at an all-time... The announcing matches the story writing, matches the overall shows, matches the ratings. In the tank.
Every week, and I don't want to throw out the pontification that's going to be here in a minute.
Whoa, pontification.
From the English professor, every week starts with 45 minutes of bullshit.
Of just jabbering in the ring.
Somebody comes in, somebody's got to talk.
Let's start with a match next week.
Right?
Like right off the gate, I don't even care if it's two nobodies.
Right.
Start with a match. Have somebody run in.
Right.
I'd be okay with that.
Anything.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to you guys talk.
Anything. So we find out Roman's there, and Kofi comes out, and Drew comes out, then AJ comes out, and we find out about this wild card rule, which this wild card rule is to appease Fox and USA because WWE's in the shitter.
They're in the tank.
Yeah.
Because their writing sucks so bad.
It really is.
If AEW came out with if 1.5 hour show with two storylines right now, I'd watch it every week. Twice every week, probably. You're right. The same show.
Yeah, because
they got a storyline and something to follow and something to look forward to.
It just is not good. It really isn't. And what they did here was they had an interview followed by an interruption, take a break, and then they did another interview followed by another interruption to lead to a match. So legit, the first match was at 8:40.
Yeah. And nothing worthwhile.
Yeah, to find out it's AJ and Seth against Baron and Bob.
And then you have your World Heavyweight Champion take a pin against Baron Corbin.
Right.
What the hell?
Baron Corbin, folks. We put something
The
up.
reason last year at this time they said Raw's ratings were in the tank because of Baron Corbin being the general manager.
Was it December, November, whenever the McMahon said, "Hey, we're tossing everything up against the wall, and it's gonna be what you guys want"? We're 6 months into that now. We are all of 6 months into that,
and we haven't got anything we wanted.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing.
WWE is just angering me. Like, I like bringing this to you guys, our thoughts and everything. That's why I am watching it. But we really need, for the sanity of us, get more into ROH, get into AEW. I wish NWA had, their shows going and everything. I would give WWE 10 minutes, tops.
I'm going to start watching OVW, and the OVW report is going to probably move into
For the love of God, I wish you
mainstream.
Yeah.
And then we're going to just start recapping what happens on Raw real quick.
Because this is...
Or SmackDown, because this is not worth watching.
It's not.
And when AEW comes in, then we're going to have a lot more to talk about, but we're wasting 45 minutes of your time talking about Raw.
You're just listening to me say this, that, or the other.
Or this sucks.
Or nonetheless.
Yeah. Or
more on that later.
Right.
So that's 3 drinks, by the way.
Now you're drunk, Pat Lupino. I'm sorry.
The Miz is just waiting for Shane in the back. It's all pathetic. It really is. The only thing I'm really liking...
The Shady Friends Funhouse or whatever the hell it is?
He's not there yet. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn it's different right now. Like, I love that he's shitting on the crowd is the best part. And the crowd's loving it. You just gave me the finger.
I was taking a drink. The critic of critics.
Oh, is that what he's called?
Sami Zayn. He's
okay.
called the critic. You didn't hear them call him that 1,000 times?
I really was not. You know what I'm going to start doing? Keep minimal notes and just play Fire Pro Wrestling or WWE 2K or baseball or something when Raw is on, and just get notes from Instagram and Bleacher Report or something, because that's how I feel about Raw right now. Horrible. And then you have the Luchas come out, and then you have
Lucha
fighting locals, because none of them.
One of your boys from OVW was there, though.
Right, Randy Kaufman was there from OVW.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I was going to say, give them their props. One person from the locals, with my air quotes, by the way, that's another drink. Air quotes are worth two. They didn't get a name. One person was in the ring that got the snot beat out of them, and the other ones just stood there. Nothing. Nothing. It is garbage. And now Sami Zayn's in the back of a garbage truck.
Yeah, and that was the only reason the Lucha House Party had a match. It was he wasn't in the back of a garbage truck. He was in a garbage container.
But then it got dumped.
Oh, I didn't see it get dumped.
Oh, it got dumped, but they panned away for 20 seconds. Long enough for a fat 42-year-old balding garbage man to be able to jump out of it before it dumped.
I've watched you try to negotiate garbage dumpsters. 20 seconds is a long time for you not... You might need more time. Sorry, bud. You're just not that nimble.
Nimble.
All nimbly bimbly.
So Lacey invites all the women out.
All the nasties.
Yeah.
With her set, she gave him an invitation that smelled nice.
They're like peaches.
Oh, even her
I want
invitation.
one that smells like peaches. I love peaches. Peaches come in a can.
They were put there by a man.
Nice.
I got what you were picking up. I picked up what you were putting down.
Maybe. So Ricochet gets Bob Roode. It was a good match.
Robert Roode.
Right. And whoever won got the Money in the Bank spot.
Guess who didn't win?
Robert Roode.
Yes.
I love the porn stash.
I do like the porn stash. I'm hoping that he starts to maybe, speaking of our Can Crushers tournament, that he gets a Rick Rude type attitude now. Because he's got the badass mustache.
The downfall is I see him getting the Joey Ryan thing. Maybe not as, the PP grab hold move or whatever, but I think that's what they're trying to go as, because Joey Ryan is so hot on the indies. I think his shtick is stupid because I don't like the penis hold that he does. Nothing. No.
You don't like that.
No. And he's going to be at IWC at Super Indie, and that's...
I hope he grabs your wiener.
No, it's when I grab him, he flips me with it. Have you not seen it?
I have seen it. I've seen there was like 6 of them that all flipped the other day.
Yeah.
It was funny.
And no.
It's funny, Mark.
Stupid. I like stupid humor sometimes, but I don't need it show after show. And he does it every event.
I seen one where everybody was putting their thumb up somebody else's butt, too.
What are you watching?
It was wrestling.
You don't watch OVW, but you watch Pornhub Wrestling.
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, it wasn't full backle nudity.
Full throttle?
Yeah, there wasn't actual insertion, but it was a stick.
Thank God this is explicit this week, because
it was hilarious.
More on that later. Ray and Dom are in the back, and Dom, I'm telling you, Dom's going to get involved. Not Dom Padlano.
No.
He's already involved. Nothing. All right. Joe follows him, and he says...
Joe don't want none of Dom Padlano.
No.
That'd be bad for Joe.
They should have talked to little Dom a little bit better, because as Joe's yelling at him, did you see that? You didn't see the segment.
Yeah, I did.
He's trying to hold himself back from laughing. He is smirking all over the place, and you can't... You're supposed to be taking this...
He's supposed to be scared.
For his dad.
Yeah.
And he's just punking it up.
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not scared for his dad. Maybe he knows that Joe ain't got nothing on Ray.
Ray. Lacey fights another local. They named her Allie Katrina. And all the women came out, and it was a squash. Boom, the ladies' right. Master hook or whatever. She's the ladies' right. Women's right. Whatever.
Women's rights.
I just can't get behind Lacey. I really can't. So your match of the night is the War Raiders against your boys, Hawkins and Ryder.
Woo, woo, woo. The Major Brothers, you know it.
And they lost.
They lost. So
Short work.
So that wasn't short work. It was actually a pretty good match.
Short work.
Zack Ryder is looking fantastic.
You're looking fantastic.
It's this American Beauty I got in my hand, bud.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about my beer.
Now we get to Yowie, Wowie, the Fire Funhouse. And at first, the first night I watched this, because they play them back to back on Raw and Smackdown, I had no idea what the hell was going on.
The buzzard ate the rabbit.
I understood that part. But after I read a little bit, and there's a lot of Game of Thrones notes and messages in it, and Bray's going to turn out to be coming out like a lunatic once this is all said and done.
I don't like the character that they have for Bray Wyatt.
You don't like Yowie Wowie?
No. I really wanted him to come out like Papa Shango, Undertaker, that kind of deal. We need something like that.
Oh, we're going to get the Undertaker again in Saudi Arabia.
No.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah, against Goldberg.
Yeah. Great.
Get ready for that. And guess who's going to be the special guest referee? Brock Lesnar, because he retired from MMA and he needs money.
Yippee. So we're getting 2 WrestleMania rematches on Monday Night Raw. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yowie Wowie!
Roman against Drew. And guess what happens?
Elias and Shane come out and attack.
And
Super pounce mode.
And then Miz chases Shane away, and Drew and Elias work over Roman, so no winner. And then it heads to the back, and Shane and Miz are fighting back there. Whatever. There's a tad of a story there. Whatever. Let it be a clean finish. When was the last time we've seen a clean finish to a match that actually mattered? Not the Lucha one that just happened.
The Lucha one that just happened? What about the Lacey Evans one that just happened? What about the Viking Raiders and Zack Ryder that just happened?
But did that mean anything?
That probably puts the Viking Raiders at number 1 contendership for the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Oh, they still have tag team titles around?
Yeah.
They're just not handing them to people?
Well, they do more on that later because they do it on SmackDown.
So the Revival comes out, and they're supposed to have a match against Gallows and Anderson, but before the match, the Usos come out and poke fun at the Revival because they have Uso Hot now.
I thought it was Usi Cream.
Whatever, I don't know what the hell it's called, nor do I care because this is...
And they rubbed it in their tights.
I cannot wait for the Revival to leave. If they're going to do this shtick for 6 months that they have to deal with it and then bail, they deserve so much better.
Technically, yes. They're better technical wrestlers than most people. They just...
But as well, the Usos are now down the same path of ridiculousness as well. Because that's not their shtick.
No.
They're from a penitentiary. Cheryl lets them out once a week to come out and fight.
Here's the thing. They want a different shtick, too. They're tired of the Uso penitentiary thing. Which I get. Like, you can only do something for so long.
Right, but there's some people that just can't transform. Transform,
but you remember
Transformers,
when they were the Samoas and they were dancing around and then they formed into the Usos that we have today. Why can't they transform again?
They can. I'm okay with them morphing into something else, but they're not
Uso Rangers.
They are not a comic shtick.
Well, yes, they are.
I don't think they are.
Oh my God! For the Uso Penitentiary, some of the battle raps they've had were hilarious.
No, that's penitentiary. That's hardcore knocking boots.
No, it wasn't hardcore knocking nothing. You wouldn't know hardcore knocking stuff with the Usos in a penitentiary. It's like a bunch of tax fraud guys in the federal prison eating caviar.
You calling out Wesley Snipes?
Yeah. Wesley Snipes, that's on you.
So the best thing about the next thing that happened is Jay Lee brought out the conga line. Jay Lee, my girl from OV Dubs. Back-to-back shows. She was just on...
But it didn't last very long because Lars Sullivan...
But she didn't get hit. She didn't get hit. I'm all right with that.
You talking about Jay Lee as long as old Congo Boy lasted.
You love him, though.
I do love him. It's a good stick.
he is developmental entertainment or whatever.
For
Missy,
now?
not for now, forever.
Forever. You said the same thing about Zack Ryder, and he's had the tag team titles with Kurt Hawkins since WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it's meant a lot.
It has.
Have they defended it?
Yes.
Against?
The Revival twice, and beat the Revival twice.
Okay, just making sure you're watching.
Eat it, Todd.
Wow. And now we have our main event. Kofi against Daniel for the WWE title. First time it's been defended on Raw in
2 years.
3 years.
3 years. So here's the thing I don't like about this. If you're going to have this wild card rule and you want to flip-flop people, don't have two people from the same brand defending wrestle. That's not exciting to me. Have a Raw
Not
versus
excited to make either.
have a Raw versus SmackDown thing. Have that a faction. That would be fantastic. I don't care if you start getting ready for SummerSlam now. Or not SummerSlam, but Survivor Series. Now.
I hope it's broken up by Survivor Series. I'm telling you, Fox and USA are putting the crush on them to say, change this shit up. Dude, have you, the rankings, ratings, more on that,
rankings,
whatever, nonetheless. The ratings, the most they get is like a 2 point something, and it's not a 6 or 7, it's a 2.2. I know I'm going to go back and date ourselves and everything, but the Monday Night Wars, when it was hot as hot, there was 8s. There was 9. Look at the rating. They can't get those now. And it's all because they have no competition, and Vince can take a big dump in his hand, throw it against the wall, and say, well, that's what I'm going to get today. And he doesn't care because here comes the money, because we're still watching it.
Would you want a rebuttal?
No.
Because I have not one.
Nothing. So SmackDown from Louisville, Kentucky. It starts in...
Home of... Who are we going to make Louisville home of today?
OVW.
We've said that...
Jay Lee.
Seth Rollins' parents live in Iowa.
No, we said North Dakota.
North Dakota, and they're actually from Iowa.
Yeah, it's close.
So whose parents... Let's say Roman Reigns' parents live in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, we can say that. You said that.
Yeah.
I
Write it down.
Write it down.
Can't crush your facts.
I was talking to a neighbor for the first 15 minutes of SmackDown, and I didn't miss anything. But Kofi and AJ and Sami Zayn setting up a match for later on tonight. More on that.
Sami Zayn gets a match for the U.S. or for the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
The critic of critics. That's so AJ doesn't take a loss. You know that, right?
No. Really?
That's what I'm...
Or Kofi?
Or Kofi.
I thought it was actually going to be a tag team match because Woods was out there for a little bit. I'm like, great. Here comes another tag team match.
Tag team back again.
A match that I actually loved on paper is Almas against Ali. Was great. Showcasing two young bucks.
Till Randy Orton comes out and ruins your whole damn night, didn't he?
He did.
Didn't he?
Did. Next thing I didn't understand, why the hell are we recapping Roman Reigns' career?
Because it's coming to a point against Shane McMahon and Elias. Elias is the future of the WWE.
I hope so. I hope.
We walk with Elias.
We do. So Shane comes out. He's going to crown the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Because they were vacated because the Hardys are hurt.
Right, because Lars Sullivan. Granted, Lars Sullivan did nothing to Jeff Hardy, but they're going to play it off that it's him. So, because he still has anxiety, and he needs a push.
I need a push.
So he's just going to give the titles to Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Here you go. And this is where I'm actually happy the Usos did make the wild card switch. Came over and said, no, you're not going to do that. At least appease us and have a match. Well, we had a match. After 75 super kicks to Rowan, he gets the claw crusher, choke slam. I don't know what the hell they're calling it. Nothing for Paul.
I don't know what they're calling it either.
Oh, okay. I thought you were at least going to help make up a name.
No.
Nothing.
Nope, not helping you with that one.
And Rowan wins. So now we have tag team champions of Daniel Bryan and Rowan. How long?
Till our boys, Steaks and Weights, baby! Steaks and Weights! Get in the hold of them. Those look nice.
They ran into him backstage, and Otis was just...
I can't wait to see Daniel Bryan get caterpillared.
Yeah. So Shane's going to have another announcement, and it's going to be about the Money in the Bank match.
So here comes money!
And then, BAM! Miz hits him.
Yeah, there is no announcement.
See you later. Shane gets a chair and ruckus. A good match was Ember Moon and Mella against Golden Gloves.
Yeah?
I like that.
Not bad. I mean, where do you see the Golden Gloves going here?
Well, I see them breaking up.
Oh.
I do.
Oh.
I do, because Sonya took the Ember dive to the outside, and Mandy slid in.
Pulled her into it.
Yeah. Mandy slid in and got the win. But Paige came out after the match and said, hey, you guys are fighting Sainska next week.
Wow.
And then, look at my pirate ship wheel. What is it? It's not called a wheel. It might be a wheel. I mean, it is a wheel.
It is a wheel.
A steering wheel.
Steering wheel.
Pinwheel?
A rudder? Nope.
No, rudders are in the water.
Yeah.
They help you turn.
Dutch rudder.
Matt Hardy is now on SmackDown. And he says, Jeff's going to be back better than ever, and we're going to come back. And R-Truth says, yeah, buddy, yeah, I'm with you. Homie.
And then Lars Sullivan comes out and kills everybody.
So we're to our main event. And it's
finally
AJ, Sammy, and Kofi. It was a fun match. It really was a good match.
It was a spot fest. Trouble in Paradise to AJ. Trouble in Paradise to... After 3 Blue Thunder bombs, Sami Zayn finally was going to go for the Hulushka kick. And then Trouble in Paradise. One of them knocks him down. Kevin Owens come out, beat up Xavier Woods for a little bit. This match was good. It's worth watching.
Yeah, it was not a bad match. It really wasn't. I liked the SOS into the DDD that they pulled off as well.
DDD or DDT?
Both, all of them.
All of the above.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's what it is.
Wouldn't one be a death file, or that would be a DVD?
Right. DDT is...
What about RVD? Was he there?
No, he's on Impact.
Oh, is he?
He's making waves over there.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's making waves over there.
How is he making waves? He's got to be like 40.
What the hell does that mean?
You're old, dude.
What?
I bet his long hair... I bet he's got a skullet now.
I don't know. Are you really? Nothing?
No, I don't have anything. Do you want to go to... Let's go to our... Nope. You know what we should do first?
We should probably listen
We should go to class.
You go to class.
You get some class.
I need class.
Help him out, John.
On July 12th, 1993, Kona Crush received the chance of a lifetime when he challenged Yokozuna for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. Crush's early strategy of trying to overpower the nearly 600-pound sumo grand champion proved fruitless in the early minutes of the contest, but he found great success with Plan B as he used his speed and agility to strike quickly while evading the WWF title holder. The crowd's chants alternated between USA, Let's Go Crush, and a rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Crush scored a near fall before ascending the top rope to finish off his opponent and achieve his dream of attaining world title gold. But a jab in the back from Mr. Fuji's Japanese flagpole sent the Hawaiian crashing near the arena floor. Yokozuna slammed Crush on the pavement before returning him to the ring, and after a devastating belly-to-belly suplex and leg drop, finished him with the bonsai drop, thus retaining his title. But Yokozuna wasn't done administering damage. Eager to please Mr. Fuji, Yokozuna obeyed his master's commands and delivered another bonsai drop. Then another. "This is your fault, Lex Luger," Bobby Heenan shouted, alluding to the slam heard round the world when Lex Luger defended America's honor on the USS Intrepid and humiliated Yokozuna by accepting the open body slam challenge, lifting Yokozuna off the mat and dropping him on his back. "Come on, this is ridiculous. Let's get some help down here," Vince McMahon shouted, back when Vince was still cool. An attempt at help arrived in the form of Native American Tatanka, who jumped onto the ring apron and immediately was swatted back to the floor by a Yokozuna chop. Yokozuna climbed the second rope yet again and pancaked Crush with a fourth bonsai drop. 3 or 4 enhancement talent wrestlers hit the ring for the save, but were dispatched as quickly and easily as Tatanka. Finally, the Macho Man left the broadcast table, climbed in the ring, and pulled Crush out to safety. While Tatanka held an unconscious Crush by his waist, Macho Man used a chair to fend off Yokozuna. This segment lasted more than 30 minutes of the 1-hour show and was the topic for the remainder of the show. Even as Yokozuna's cousins, Samu and Fatu, approached the ring with Uncle Alpha for a tag team match, the buzz of the announce table was Crush's health. Tatanka had his own match later in the program when he faced the Brooklyn Brawler. McMahon suggested that the Brawler may have home field advantage with Raw emanating from the Manhattan Center. Heenan felt Tatanka could have had the home field advantage if his ancestors hadn't have sold the island for a fake Rolex. But the Macho Man was with his friend Crush. He provided an update on Crush's condition. It's real bad, yeah. He's having trouble breathing. There are doctors and other medical staff back there. When Macho Man returned to the broadcast table, he was in no mood to hear Heenan's jokes and warned him to keep quiet. I've claimed that over the last 15 years, the attention span of wrestling fans has diminished. I've used the constant title changes and scrapping or redirection of storylines without explanation as examples. But what caused our attention spans to dwindle? Was it because of advances in technology like YouTube and WWE Network, which allow me to relive a really good episode of Raw like the one I described? Has technology's ability to constantly entertain us desensitized us to the point where nothing impresses us anymore? I don't think so. As much as I bemoan today's Raw, there are moments of the show which I enjoy. Perhaps I'm not fully desensitized. Maybe that's the last breath of sensitized life in my otherwise curmudgeonly body. But I think I received my answer, or answers, this past Monday. There are two reasons WWE can't keep our attention. The first reason is that they've programmed us to have short attention spans. Lars Sullivan has been leaving a path of ruin lately on WWE television. He indiscriminately plows through any wrestler in his way. This week, he wreaked havoc on No Way Jose and his conga line. Jose did his best to defend himself and his dancers from Sullivan, but Sullivan obliterated Jose with a pulverizing freak accident. Looking like a wild animal who had found some calm after expunging its seething rage, a quieted yet deranged Lars Sullivan glanced over the remains of Jose and the conga line. Anyway, did you hear Naomi's doing some charity stuff? Yeah, she got some charity thing for her charity stuff. It was, totally great. You totally should have seen it. Totally you should have. Too much happens for no reason on WWE TV. Or at best, we aren't given the proper time to process and digest what we just watched. The WWE is trying so hard to get away from the concept that they employ pro wrestlers by constantly reminding us that their superstars are actors who do so much more outside of the sports entertainment industry. They're most certainly not sweaty, beefy, hairy, facially scarred monsters. Big John who? Andre the what? Lars what's his name? Now imagine if the Honky Tonk Man pushed Miss Elizabeth while the Hart Foundation pounded on the Macho Man. Then Hulk Hogan came out and made the save, and the Macho Man and the Hulkster shook hands for the first time. Two sworn enemies from years prior were now friends. And then Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan took this opportunity to tell us that Haku will paint your car. It amazes me to see that with 3 hours at their disposal, the WWE cannot manage to tell a story with the same level of entertainment with which they told a story 26 years ago in only 1 hour. Perhaps you're accusing me of a false equivalency. Yokozuna versus Crush was a world title match. Lars Sullivan is a new guy. Do you remember when Kane was doing exactly what Lars Sullivan is doing now? While it was frustrating to think that we were going to get an impromptu match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Ahmed Johnson, only to have Kane come to the ring and Tombstone Johnson, we understood that Kane, who was also fairly new, was the story. And just like the July 12, 1993 episode of Raw, WWE managed to inform us that Tatanka was undefeated, Mr. Hughes had the Undertaker's urn, and the head shrinkers like to unwind by beating up on each other. All while reminding us that Yokozuna was pretty mad these days and that Crush would be out of action for a while. The second reason WWE can't keep our attention is because their shows are just boring. The July 12, 1993 episode of Raw opened with the sound of a timekeeper's bell ringing. What better introduction can there be for a wrestling program? That tells me wrestling is about to start. The bell was immediately followed by Yokozuna's entrance theme. During the introduction of the wrestlers, Vince threw the show to its proper Monday Night Raw intro, with the fast-paced music and montage of maneuvers, the same intro that's on the Super Nintendo Monday Night Raw video game. After a few seconds, it was back to the start of the match. Raw started with a match. This past Monday's episode of Raw started with the same tired, stale, monotonous, boring formula they've used for the last 20 years. The same formula they started to incorporate during the Attitude Era. An authoritative figure makes an announcement, and wrestler after wrestler after wrestler interrupts with their rehearsed lines. This is how today's Raw chooses to use its first 30 minutes of the program. Now, imagine if right in the middle of this brilliant professor's pontification, I decided to, without warning or explanation, suddenly change course, and in today's English Tip of the Week, we'll look at the difference between disinterested and uninterested. The easiest way to remember the difference is that uninterested means bored, like how most fans are during recent episodes of Raw, while disinterested means impartial or unbiased or having no stake in the outcome, like a referee. Let's take a look at Magnificent Morocco's promo when he was scheduled to defend the Intercontinental title against former champion Pat Patterson. I have a whole recording of Pat Patterson's interviews, a recording of his wrestling matches, a recording of Pat Patterson's most exciting moments, and I play them every night before I go to sleep because they put me to sleep. He is boring! Is Don Morocco disinterested or uninterested in Pat Patterson? Morocco definitely has a stake in Patterson's immediate future, as Morocco is scheduled to defend his Intercontinental Championship against Patterson. So he's definitely not disinterested. Plus, he finds Patterson boring. And we know uninterested means bored. So the answer is B, uninterested. Before costing Tito Santana the Intercontinental title and the British Bulldogs the Tag Team Championship, was Danny Davis disinterested or uninterested in the matches he refereed? As an official of the World Wrestling Federation, he should have been A, disinterested. He was an impartial referee with no stake in the winner. And with that, class,
You're dismissed.
Welcome to our favorite part of the show, Mark. Let's run through our shtick.
I had dead air for about 5 seconds. And
We looked at each other and I'm like, oh, I guess you want me to start? My bad. He didn't tell me.
because this is your part, Paul, where you say, this is my favorite part of the show, Mark.
Pro Printing and Office, 814-834-3006. Call Dave All and his mother for all... It's actually his mother's company. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad we really have notes for this freaking show.
It's actually his mother's company, and I called her the other day because I couldn't get a hold of Dave. She's making me up some pretty cool invitations.
Oh, for the wedding?
Yeah.
Paul's getting married, folks.
Getting married, folks. Collar and Elbow. Hats, hoodies, tees, sweats, jackets. It's collarandelbow.com. And you're ruining OVW stuff right now. OVW for 10% off your checkout.
Hey, the beer sponsor this week is Mike Hanley.
Yeah, we went through that already. Facebook, Instagram, Can Crusher 69.
Gmail, cancrusher69@gmail.com.
Website, https://cancrusher69.wixsite.com/cancrusher.
Check us out on the new WrestlePost app. It's available on any phone.
Look for your app store. Look for WrestlePost.
Yeah, and you'll be able to find a lot of cool stuff.
WRESTLEPOST.
I see where this is going.
WrestlePost app.
Since we made the announcement, this is where this one's going to go from now on.
What?
You can find a lot of events, more podcasts.
That's WrestlePost app.
On Apple.
On Apple, WrestlePost app.
And Android.
WrestlePost app.
Alexa, Boxcast, Overcast, Bullhorn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. You can listen to us all there.
Remember, blog radio is over for a little bit. We may come back. We're just busy folks in the summertime.
Yeah, and 8 o'clock is rough.
This weekend, bud. May
Yep.
10th. From the Ashes, Sean Phoenix benefit in Lamont Furnace, PA. All the proceeds of the show go to Sean Phoenix.
And it's going to be for his hearing aid.
Yep.
I want to continue to push this out there. You can go to our website, and it'll lead you to get tickets that way. You can go to Stomp Out Cancer on Facebook. You can get tickets that way. I do know that there are minimal tickets left, so if you're looking to go to this Friday night, you better get on it.
Imagine Pro Wrestling Volume 2 in Altoona, PA on May 18th. Your boy D-Lo Brown gonna be there.
As well as the trainer now, Manny Fernandez, will be in attendance, and we're going to see what we can do.
I'm hoping to be there. That'd be nice. But that's after a football game, so that'll be tough.
Are you home or away?
We're away. We play the Jags.
I don't know where the Jags are from.
Punxsutawney.
Oh, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump then.
Yeah, but there's probably something going on afterwards that I'm supposed... Oh, no.
Beers!
Bachelor party weekend.
Steaks and weights! Steaks and weights!
Yeah, steaks and weights. Hey, you had some news the other day about IWC that I didn't know about.
Yeah, IWC now has a streaming, and the first one that's going to be available is Super Indie. If you can't make it to Super Indie because your babysitter quit on you, or
you're gonna have baby mama drama, or
whatever,
your tires are flat on your car,
you can check out IWC.
You're whack, you're twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke, the kid ain't yours, and nobody knows. Even your old man say you're stupid. You'd be like, so I got the IWC app on my phone.
Well, it's not an app. I only saw it on their Facebook. That you can get it on Facebook, and it's like don't quote me on the price, but I thought it was like $14.99, and you'll be able to watch the streaming event of Super Indie.
See that? We're plugging everybody today. You're welcome.
In Super
threw
Indie,
in some DMX.
Super Indie. Wardlow is going to be defending the Super Indie title. Britt Baker's in it. Anthony Green. Damn it, they just announced somebody, and I forgot who it was. So that's how bad I am on being up.
I'm all hyped up on allergy pills and beer now. I'm whapped out, bud.
Whapped out. This show was a train wreck, so that's what we do when WWE sucks.
Play the music!
Garbage, 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 garbage.
Garbage tip of the week coming to you from me and Mark, and we don't really have a good garbage tip of the week. Yeah, I don't have anything, bud.
Nothing?
Everything's been going pretty well. I think people are actually starting to listen to us.
Yeah, we'll give you guys props. We did find another flag in a garbage day, so watch that. Again,
tie your bags.
I will always reiterate, tie your bags, because I had a little disaster today. But for the most part, you guys haven't been assholes.
And that makes us less assholes, really.
Right.
If we get mad at you for something, we throw your cans, and then you're mad at us again. So it's just a vicious cycle.
It is. And we will continue.
One of us has to break the cycle. It probably should be you.
Yeah. If you treat us better, we'll think, must be somebody new moving into this house.
Maybe we'll treat you better. I doubt it, but maybe.
We're just angry. This was an angry show.
It wasn't as bad. We had a real angry show a while back, and this wasn't as bad because we're at least funny in this one.
Nonetheless, we are getting better at
with
holding
this, that, or the other.
Right. So more on that probably next week when we're even more angrier.
Hey,
because
you guys are lucky because this show's probably going to only be an hour long. That'll be enough time for you to hit the treadmill. You sweat hogs.
You
nice. Like that?
That was a Rick Rude.
Yeah, I know, right?
That came out of nowhere.
No, it wasn't an RKO.
Oh. Right.
Remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.
Go to Lamont Furnace this week. Support Sean Phoenix.